StreamYard has lost access here, right?
This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, and insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to show 374 Aussie Mac Zone. And Zarn, how are you tonight, sir?
Yeah, not too bad, guys. How are you, Michael?
Very good, thank you. Very good. Not a lot of news this week, so we get right into it because it's not going to take long.
Yep.
Your lighting's gone a bit funny. You're not enough light on your
Mine?
face. Yeah,
Oh,
not enough.
yeah, hang on. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry.
You can see Mr. Turtle in the back swimming around. And there's a cricket in the house at Zarn's place. That's a bit better. A little bit better, yeah. Now we can't see Mr. Turtle swimming around, but we can definitely hear the cricket butt going live and long and strong. Oh. So our Aussie Apple ramblings this week start with Apple Women's Health Study releases preliminary data to help destigmatise menstrual symptoms. The landmark study first set of data is significant in its scope and scale, offering insights into menstruation and the experiences of women across the US. Now, the Apple Women's Health Study team at Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health today released a preliminary study update offering pioneering scientific insights on women and their menstrual symptoms, made possible through the innovative research methodology of the Research app. The update, based on the cohort of 10,000 participants and inclusive of varying ages and races across the US, highlights how large-scale longitudinal research on menstruation can help advance the science around women's health and destigmatise menstruation. Many physicians regard women's menstrual cycles as an important window into their overall health, but the topic is notably under-researched. Medical research on menstruation has often been limited to studies of smaller sizes, which are not representative of the broader population. Without substantial scientific data, women's menstrual symptoms have historically lent themselves to dismissal or have been minimised as an overreaction or oversensitivity. Now, through the Research app, the Apple Women's Health Study invites women across the US to contribute to research simply by using their iPhone and Apple Watch if they have one. The landmark study allows for collection of a comprehensive set of cycle tracking and other health data strengthened through patient surveys from individuals across various stages of their life, varying races and throughout all US states and territories. Participants control the data type shared with the study, with transparency into how the data will be used for the purposes of the study. Now, although not related to Australia directly, the findings of this study will make its way to here because of the data strength by the numbers of the women participating. Well, we're talking 10,000 plus one study.
Yeah.
And lots of questions and stuff that's going into it, which is fantastic. It's a great thing for everyone to be involved in. And thank you to all the ladies participating.
The fact that the statement had to say it was thought as oversensitivity is ridiculous. There's so much scientific research that's been done on this already, and now men are still saying, well, we just got to look into it.
Yeah. So, yes. So thank you to all the participating ladies and all the doctors and stuff involved.
It's as bad as our PM last night. You see that women protesting in Canberra because of rape culture and domestic violence. And the Prime Minister's reaction to that was they're lucky they weren't shot, because in other countries, if you protest, you get shot.
I know. I was more surprised about the representative for women not going out and even being there. The Minister for Women. So anyway. Story 2, sir.
Yes. On a completely different note.
You got it or not?
I do. I just
dozed off for a minute.
No, because I don't have a stand and I'm using a different laptop. My laptop for some reason won't hold charge.
And now I forgot to tell everyone, for some reason we're not on Facebook Live tonight because there's some StreamYard, which is what we use for our broadcasting, and Facebook are having some challenge at the moment, which I don't know what it is. So that's my end, and Zarn broke his stand for his stuff tonight, so he's got to move around a little bit. So story 2 is about the HomePod, which is the pictures up there waiting for you.
Yeah, HomePod is discontinued, but isn't dead yet. Apple end of life explained. Apple Insider reports there's been a lot of hate and discontent following Apple's discontinuing the HomePod. Here's what the removal from sale.
Practically means.
Practically means. Thank you, Michael. Because I don't even know your name. I apologise. I've got like flu-like symptoms at the moment, and I'm just not with it. So I apologise for that. Apple made a shock announcement on March 13th that it was discontinuing the HomePod. The announcement advised Apple's original smart speaker will continue to be sold, including via its online store, but that there is only a limited supply available before the stock runs out. The news may panic some users who think their Apple device will have a limited lifespan and could stop working completely in the near future. Just because Apple isn't producing any more HomePods and supply will run out, it doesn't mean Apple will pull support straight away. The HomePod will continue to work properly for many years without issue. If you read no further, understand this. If you have an original HomePod, it isn't going to just stop working anytime soon, because Apple has flipped on a switch in its storefront. And just because Apple isn't selling the original HomePod, it doesn't mean that your gear will spontaneously combust. Discontinued, but not end of life. Firstly, Apple is only discontinuing the original version of the HomePod and not declaring it to be either end of life, vintage, or obsolete. For all three terms, the effective meaning is the same. The device has reached the end of its product life cycle. A discontinued product does not immediately reach end of life as hardware. Producers and vendors often have to support their products for some time after their sale. Instead, the actual end of life occurs after the fact. As Apple explains on its support pages, owners of its products can obtain service and parts from Apple service providers for 5 years from when Apple last distributed the product for sale, at a minimum. In some cases, where services and parts are required by law to be offered for a longer period, this can stretch to 7 years after its last sale.
So
Apple deems products.
Yeah,
you're right.
So we're talking probably 2 months for when it'll be, quote, its last sale.
Yep.
But even if it was now, we're still talking 5 to 7 years down the track, you'll still be able to
That's
get
right.
parts for it. So go on.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's more to tell. Yep.
Yeah. Apple deems products it sold more between 5 and 7 years ago as vintage, while those discontinued more than 7 years ago are said to be obsolete.
That's right. Which means,
So,
as a service provider, for obsolete, you can't get parts for them, and vintage, you're restricted on what parts you get.
That's right.
Just simple as that. So,
and it's only, like it says, it's only the original HomePod.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to still get the
supposedly
rest of
spending more time, focusing on the iPod Mini, probably because of the cost.
Yeah. That's right.
Because
no one wants the bigger version anyway.
Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
no one wants the bigger version anyway. Like the Mini's the better one anyway. It's smaller. It's easier to use. Not that it's easy to use. It's just easier to place. The big one has to have a space.
Yeah.
Mini you can take with you. You can move it around the house as you go along. You know. So I understand what they're doing. I think it's smart.
So, our next one.
Yeah.
Now, Apple might soon deliver standalone iOS security updates. Apple Insider again, a code discovered in the latest iOS 14.5 beta suggests Apple is planning a major policy shift that will allow users to download security patches separately from operating system updates. Now, discovered by 9to5Mac on Monday, the new affordance could allow users running older operating systems to keep device security up to date without upgrading to the latest iOS version. For example, an owner of an older iPhone running, say, iOS 13 could potentially download security updates typically packaged with newer iOS 14 point releases. Now, some iPhone and iPad owners are reticent to upgrade old devices to Apple's latest and greatest operating systems, fearing the new software could result in poor system performance or excessive battery drain. Alternatively, some users simply prefer the feature sets of older operating systems. That can be detrimental to the safety of Apple's ecosystem as the company packages security revisions with the new OS versions. So splitting security updates into standalone downloads, similar to the method applied on macOS, could greatly reduce the impact of new threat vectors for both new and old hardware. Now, that might be a possibility in the near future, according to the code uncovered on Monday. And of course, there's more in the show notes that are attached to the system.
Excellent.
So,
that's cool
gaming,
stuff.
Sir. We got any gaming?
Yes. Yeah, there's a little bit of gaming. So, Spire Blast.
Yeah.
There's a photo.
Right there.
Bing. There we go. Some imaging for you. This is level 14. That's where I got up to when I was
Only
playing
14.
Yeah. This is one of those block games. Now, I don't normally like these sorts of games. I think they're, the Candy Crush, all those. No. If I'm going to play a block game, I like Tetris. It was the original. It's the best.
We're very old school.
Anyway. Yes. Yep. And so, like I said, I don't normally like these, but this one's got dragons, and dragons are cool. So I gave this one a go. It's fun. It is. It's still a block game. And I'm not a great fan, but like I said, it had dragons. You get to feed the dragons, make the dragon your pet. It becomes friends. It pops up and says, "Oh, you've now fed 3 dragons. They're your friends." Awesome. That's what I want. Dragon friends.
Yeah.
If there's a tone of sarcasm in my voice, it's only because it's the block game. I actually do like dragons. Other than that, like I said, it's a block game, so it's not my thing. I did enjoy playing it until level 14. I thought it was fun. It's fast-paced. It's a good brain teaser game that makes you think. Down the bottom of the photo, you'll see I've got 5 little bottles. I've got 5 Rubik's Cube looking things. I'm not going to call them Rubik's Cubes, I guess, because that would mean that someone would have to sue someone. And little bottle rockets. These are all to help you if you're failing at a point. I didn't use any of mine. To level 14, I got through pretty well. I'm going to give it a 2.8 apples out of 5. Again, it's a block game. I'm not a huge fan, but I did enjoy it. So yeah,
Excellent.
If you like this sort of game, if you do like Candy Crush and you do like the pop vinyl version of this sort of thing, this one again is like medieval towers and has dragons. Yeah, give it a go. So that's Spire Blast.
Yeah.
And that's me for gaming.
All right.
Did you get a chance to watch that Billie Eilish thing yet?
No.
Me either. Damn.
Just no time whatsoever, man.
Oh, tell me about it. I know.
So, big congratulations to Apple, because Apple honoured with historic first Academy Award nomination for Best Animated Feature for Wolfwalkers and Best Sound for Greyhound,
awesome.
which was the Tom Hanks boat movie, if you remember that.
Yep.
World War II movie.
Yep.
Apple today was honoured with a historic first Academy Award nominations for its feature films since the Apple TV Plus global launch. The widely acclaimed Wolfwalkers was nominated for Best Animated Feature, and the epic war film Greyhound, starring and written by Tom Hanks, for Best Sound. Including today's nominations, Apple has now been honoured with a total of 81 awards and 320 nominations, which is not bad in like a year. So nothing is more exciting than seeing unique and meaningful films resonating with both critics and audience globally, said Zarn Amberg, Apple's head of worldwide video. We're incredibly proud of what we're building at Apple, and to have these films celebrated in this way and in such a short space of time, we're humbled and thankful for the artists and filmmakers who have partnered with us. We're grateful for the Academy's recognition of Wolfwalkers and Greyhound, said Jamie Ehrlich, Apple's head of worldwide video. We want to congratulate the filmmakers, cast and crew who brought these brilliant stories to the screen and to everyone has championed these films around the world. We're excited to continue sharing exceptional storytelling from the most creative visionaries in the year ahead and beyond. And there's more in the show notes for that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a bit close.
Okay.
She wrote it nice. That's a really good cartoon. I really like that. That was really well done, that animation.
Yeah.
Greyhound as well was fantastic, but you can't really fault Tom Hanks, can you?
No, it was a good movie. It was enjoyable, different.
Yeah,
it was good. Yeah. So, Apple TV Plus lands The Jet, which is a docu-series about the 1990s Pepsi promo campaign. So again, Mac Daily News, Apple TV Plus has ordered The Jet, a docu-series that chronicles the true story behind the 1990s Pepsi promotional campaign. They advertised a Harrier jet in exchange for Pepsi points. Now, when a 21-year-old business student, John Leonard, collected enough points for the Harrier jet, Pepsi was taken by surprise. Leonard did not collect 7 million Pepsi points through the purchase of Pepsi products, but instead sent a certified check for $700,008.50, as permitted by the contest rules. Leonard had 15 existing points, paid 10 cents a point for the remaining 6,999,985 and a $10 shipping and handling fee. Now, John Blackstone explains what happened next in this 1996 CBS Evening News report. Now, there was a court case decided on August 5th, 1999, So, spoiler alert, don't read any further if you'd rather watch the Apple TV docuseries without knowing the outcome. So, we're stopping there because we're not going to tell anyone.
I'm still going to watch it.
So, we've got to watch it without, or you can, if you go to the link, you can get all the information.
Yeah.
This is also, this is done by the same. Sorry?
I was going to say, I'm going to read the next one. I have to look down because I don't have a holder for my notes.
Yeah, hang on.
And so, yep.
So, this docuseries is done by the same guys that did a docuseries about McDonald's and how their games are a rip-off, which I haven't seen, but that's just
I know which one you're talking about.
So,
as if you didn't know that, though. Like, come on.
It's a promotion.
Of course they are.
It's
It's a promotion. They're like, oh, come and eat McDonald's. You go there, you feel a little bit lucky, you still have a go. It's like buying a lotto ticket. You know you're not going to win the lotto. You still do it. Like, I don't understand. Anyway. So, guys, I have to look down because I don't have a phone holder. And I normally read my notes via my device, which normally sits just out of screen over here.
No, just bring it over a bit more. right here. Right here. There. Yeah, that's good.
So I'm going to hold it up, but I'm still going to be looking. I won't be looking at the camera, and I apologize.
That's okay. It's one of those nights.
Apple's iOS app economy supports 330,000 UK jobs. Mac Daily News again reports as the reaction to COVID-19 forced people across the UK to adapt every aspect of their lives and brick and mortar businesses to move online. The iOS app economy was a resilient source of opportunity, innovation, and economic growth. The UK developer continued to grow their business and share news apps with the world, and the App Store now supports more than 330,000 jobs in the UK, and an increase of more than 10% over the past year. The App Store has become a powerful engine of economic growth in the UK and around the world since Apple launched it in 2008. As entrepreneurs moved their business online and established developers built on their success, users discover new apps to help them adapt to an increasingly virtual world. Developers across the UK generated to date more than 3.6 billion in, and it's what do you call it? It's not billion. In pounds.
Yeah.
So in Aussie dollar, that would be twice that amount.
Yeah, I think that's close,
yeah. In the earnings growing 22% in 2020 from the previous year. That trend echoed across Europe, where the iOS app economy grew to support 1.7 million jobs, 7% increase since 2019. The UK leads Europe in iOS apps developer jobs, with Germany and France estimated to each host over 250,000 jobs. More in the notes, but that's very cool.
That's pretty good, isn't it? 1.7 million jobs.
Yeah,
in Europe.
I would love
and the
to
UK.
see the. Yeah, I'd love to see the percentage here.
Yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'd really like to know that information, because I know at the beginning of last year when this all started and schools were shut down and things like that, we went to tech support for students that were having problems with studying online and all that sort of stuff. So I would love to see how that is approached. We now have an app that you can check at any time to see what's going on with your Department of Education, employment, that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, good. Mm-hmm. New iPhone feature will alert you if you're being stalked. Now, Fox Business reports the new feature comes as Apple is planning to expand the Find My app for use with third-party accessories. A new feature discovered in iOS 14.5 will warn users when an unknown item travelling with them is being tracked through the Find My app. The Find My app is available through iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch and Mac devices. Now, the setting, known as Item Safety Alerts, appears to be an attempt to prevent stalking with AirTags or other brands of tags, as there are other brands that will be Apple accessible and work exactly the same as the Apple ones, apparently. Now, according to iOS developer and Apple blogger Benjamin Mayo, if someone secretly hides a tag in your possessions, your phone will notice and warn you, Mayo tweeted. So, even like the way that we believe everything's going to work is, say you got a tag, someone walks past you with their phone records that tag is there, someone's looking for that tag, which is what people that are following you will want to look for your tag all the time, and it'll say, here's the tag, and here's the tag, and here's the tag, and here's the tag, and as you walk down the street, and because there's so many millions of iPhones all over the place, especially in a country like Australia, it would be fairly easy to track you. But because this tag isn't associated with your account, but is actually being tracked the same as your phone, it's going to go, oh, there's something funny going on here, and say you're being, something's happening. Something you've got is sending out a message to say where you are. So, which is great. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to be able to be stalked that easy. So, that's another thing. Just a bit of forward thinking there, which is really good. We'd rather know about it now than have someone stalked and then have to go through the thing of trying to fix it and resolve it. So, maybe that's why it's been a bit delay on the tracking. I don't know, but I wish they'd hurry up and release them. Again, supposedly maybe the 23rd, which is a week away from now. But I can't see that happening, by the way. There's a rumour something's happening on the 23rd. There's a rumour that something's not happening on the 23rd. There's nothing happening in March. There's something happening in March. They're all rumours. That's why we don't really report on them very well, because they're just rumours. And it's about now they all should also be announcing about the Worldwide Developers Conference this year. Because they usually give you about 3 months' notice because of the flights and blah, blah, blah. They might just say, well, it's not going to be on, but this is when it's going to be, so that you can make your appointments with people at Apple to talk to them the same way they made available last year, which everybody seemed to love. So anything else you'd like to comment about, sir, before I get on to the how-to?
No, that's it for this week.
Yeah. Like I said, not a lot of news, not really lots and lots of news. So how to use iCloud as your password manager. Gear Patrol reports if you have any of Apple's main devices, an iPhone, an iPad or a Mac, that means you have an Apple ID and you have access to iCloud, Apple's cloud-based storage service. iCloud makes sure that the information on Apple's default apps, such as files, mail, calendar, photos and notes, is backed up and synced across all your various devices. For example, it's the reason you can access the same notes file on your Mac and iPhone, or the same photos on your iPhone and your iPad. Pardon me just one sec. Now, iCloud is pretty robust service now, with many different features. One of those is a built-in password manager called Keychain. That's right, instead of paying for a separate service like 1Password or LastPass, you can just turn on this feature inside the service you're likely already paying for. It has its limits, but the recent introduction of iCloud Password's Chrome extension, which will let you use it outside of Safari, makes it more feasible than ever to use it as a fully fledged password manager. Here's how to do it. How to autofill passwords on Keychain. Now, if you're on an iPhone or an iPad and you go to a new site, it'll actually say, do you want to use a strong password, etc., and you can create it in there.
And it's either just one for you or you can create one.
Yep. Now, to turn on the autofill for your passwords, open the Settings app, scroll down and select Passwords tab. Select the autofill passwords. Make sure autofill is toggled on is green. If you're on a Mac, open the Safari app. Select Safari in the menu bar next to the Apple icon. Select Preferences in the drop-down menu. Select Autofill icon and select which passwords you want autofill. Access your passwords whenever you want. If you're on an iPhone or iPad, open the Settings app. Scroll down to select Passwords. Select the app, website or account you want to access. Your password should appear in the Password tab. If you're on a Mac, open the Safari app. Select Safari in the menu bar next to the Apple icon. Select Preferences, select Passwords, and type in your Mac password. Select the app, website, or account you want access for. Your password should appear in the Password tab. Now, there is more with pics on the Gear Patrol site, which there is a link in the show notes for that specific discussion. It is the password manager I use, to be honest.
Me too.
Only because that's the one I get the most questions about. That's the reason I use Pages and Numbers and Apple Mail, and they're the one I get when I'm working. That's the one I get most questions about. What else can I tell you? And if you're looking, it'll have your Wi-Fi passwords in there. If you've forgotten what your Wi-Fi password is, you can just go in there and look it up, and it'll tell you what your Wi-Fi password is. Or if you've forgotten what your password is for work, for instance, the Wi-Fi password's in there. That sort of thing. So it's easy to get your passwords using that system.
Yep.
So
that's what I do the same thing.
Nothing else. Yeah. Now, the show promotion. Show notes link each week.
Yeah. So Aussie Mac Zone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go.
AussieMacZone.com.au AMZ 373.
Yeah.
There you'll find the last 6 weeks of show notes.
You can email us, Michael or Zarn, at AussieMacZone.com.au.
However, you listen to us, please give us a like and a rating, because it helps us get us out to more people, your friends. Tell everybody about us. We don't care.
Please.
Talk about us.
Please.
You talk behind our backs. It's fine.
That's right. Just talk about us.
Yeah.
Apple News has got Aussie Mac Zone. But most importantly, thanks to our supporters, you, our listeners / watchers these days.
You guys that listen to us every week, or even casual listen to us, or you listen to us when you can.
Yeah.
We thank you for listening to us.
Absolutely. Now over to Zarn for that infamous sign-off.
All right, guys. Thanks for tonight. It's been a ride, and I apologise. Remember, an apple a day keeps the androids away. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Thank you.
Are we off?